An apt place to open the story, an Italian on a boat in the Mediterranean. In the summer of 1995, Maria Sebregondi was mulling over a knotty question, sailing with friends off the Tunisian coast. At 36, she'd already enjoyed a fruitful career translating Marguerite Duras, Samuel Taylor Coleridge and Vladimir Nabokov into Italian. She was particularly intrigued by the French pair of Georges Perec and Raymond Queneau, who wrote novels and poetry using formal constraints as a spur to creativity. Perec had written an entire novel, La Disparition, without using the letter E. In Exercice de Style, Queneau told the same simple story in 99 versions, using a different prose genre for each one. They called their playful genre Oulipo, an acronym derived from the French for Workshop of Potential Literature. So Sebregondi was accustomed to the generation of ideas within set parameters, and on this particular sultry evening she was presented with just such a challenge. Her holidaying shipmates included Francesco Franceschi, a friend whose company, Modo and Modo, sold designer gifts, and that night he shared a problem. His business depended on other people conceiving and manufacturing products for him to sell, which kept profit margins low. What, asked Franceschi, could Modo and Modo manufacture themselves and thus sell more profitably? The group exchanged ideas long into the night, discussing emerging trends like mobile phones, email and cheap flights. They decided that the consumer they wanted to target with a hypothetical new product belonged to this new era, creative, free-spirited and mobile. Sebregondi labelled their design-conscious customer the contemporary nomad. But before any of the party could work out what to manufacture for them, the holiday was over and she had returned home with her children to Rome. The question nagged at her for weeks, and she toyed with ideas including a traveller's toolkit which would include exquisitely designed pens, bags, T-shirts, penknives and so on. Nothing met the requirements of Franceschi's brief, which demanded a product that would be easy to produce yet offer wide commercial potential. Then she came across two passages in the book that she was reading for pleasure, The Songlines by Bruce Chatwin, a global bestseller since its publication 8 years before. In the novel, a lightly fictionalised version of Chatwin explores the Australian outback, coming to understand that its Aboriginal culture offers an insight into the origins of human culture and perhaps into the restlessness of human nature itself. Conspicuously creative, free-spirited and mobile, Chatwin himself seemed a perfect fit for the contemporary nomad, and two passages in his novel triggered Sebregondi's memory. "Do you mind if I use my notebook?" I asked. "Go ahead." I pulled from my pocket a black oilcloth-covered notebook, its pages held in place with an elastic band. "Nice notebook," he said. "I used to get them in Paris," I said, "but now they don't make them any more." "Paris?" he repeated, raising an eyebrow as if he'd never heard anything so pretentious. Then he winked and went on talking. Later in the book, Chatwin expands on the story.